My name is Doğa Demirboğa and I'm an electrical and electronics engineering student in Bilkent University, and this is my Physics 102 final project. For my final project, I made a two-part experiment, and both parts of my experiment aims to find the alteration in capacitance. Firstly, I used paper to divide the area of one metal plate in half to see if the system will act like two parallel wired capacitors. And secondly, I used the same paper to divide the distance between the metal plates in half to see if the system will act like two series wired capacitors as it should be in theory. After placing the dielectric material to divide the area in half, I used the proper equivalent capacitance formula to calculate the capacitance of two parallel wired capacitors, and I observed that the dielectric constant of paper becomes 2.001. And after placing the dielectric material to divide the distance in half and using the proper formula for the equivalent capacitance, which is for the series wired capacitance, I observed that the dielectric constant of paper becomes 2.0007, which is nearly again 2.001. The original value of the dielectric constant of paper is nearly 3.6. However, not having an ideal lab environment and not having an ideal equipment, and also the resistance caused by multimeter and parallel plate capacitor, there were some errors occurred, and the error was nearly 44.41%. And in the second part of my experiment, I used a different setup, which I'm going to show you later in the video, and I aim to find the alteration in capacitance again. I used three parallel plates which were covered with aluminium folio, and each one's area was nearly 100 centimeters squares. And after wiring these parallel plates, my aim was to show what happens to capacitance if I constantly move the middle plate between these two edge plates. I observed that the capacitance has its maximum value when I move the middle plate so closer to one edge plate, and I observed that the capacitance has its minimum value, which was 0.0395 picofarad, while it was exactly in the middle of those edge plates, which means that it was 4 centimeters away from the both edge plates. And again, not having an ideal lab environment and not having ideal equipment, there were some errors occurred, and the error was nearly 10.73%.